find out, because the 9 has a run on the 19 of Truex, and the 9 is going to force his way in. Oh, the 4 is going to miss the corner.
He misses
into
it into the DeWalt wall. Kevin Harvick hard. The right front of the caution comes out.
In his later career, Kevin Harvick had moments that his fans would quite possibly want to forget forever, and this is one of them. When trying to beat Chase Elliott in the Roval race and advance to the next round in the playoffs, he drove himself in the wall, costing him a shot at the playoffs. Arguably one of, if not the greatest driver in NASCAR history, couldn't even make a 16-car playoff field in 2019. It was an embarrassing moment for Jimmie Johnson and his fans, as his playoff hopes dwindled away as he spun on the exit of turn number 2 at Indianapolis.
And they're lined up 2 and 3 wide behind. Further back, Jimmie Johnson. 3 wide to the inside. Johnson goes around hard into the wall. Kurt Busch is there. Paul Menard is involved. Others are trying to avoid Jimmie Johnson, whose playoff hopes have just ended.
Draft, they're 3 wide right there. And I don't know, Jimmie just doesn't think he had enough room down here. His teammate very tight on his door. That was the Byron car, but I don't know if Jimmie knew they were 3 wide. We've seen it already at one time over there today with Eric Jones. The car's losing a ton of side force. Hard contact with the 8 car there. We saw Parker Klingerman, who had worked his way up in the top 15 before this caution, before this restart, getting caught up in this as well.
Everybody always says that Denny Hamlin choked away the 2010 championship. I will die on the hill that the only reason he ended up losing that championship was because the situation his team put him in at Phoenix before Homestead. Denny Hamlin was one of the only chase contenders that ended up pitting with just a handful of laps to go while he was running second, and he ultimately would come home in 12th. Just extremely disappointing and frustrating for Hamlin and his race fans.
Hamlin has come on the radio the last 3 or 4 laps and asked Mike Ford, if we're going to have to pit, what about short pitting? What about coming in early, go ahead and get the fuel and get back out and try to dig it, get as much as we can on the racetrack? Mike basically has said, let's stay out until we have to come. Andy, what would you have said to your driver?
Well, he's sitting in the driver's seat right now, Doc. By being the point leader, you really kind of want to play defense on that. If he pits right now, which would be good if everybody makes a pit stop and it goes green, it could really hurt him if the caution comes out. And I just wouldn't want to put myself, I think there's just too much to lose by doing that.
That was when he was in the lead, holding everybody off. He'll have enough fuel. Let's go to Doc. Denny's on pit road.
Coming in 2 laps before he had to. It'll be right side tires and fuel for Denny Hamlin. The money stop, maybe the championship stop for this crew. Counting the fuel in now. Right side tires going on. Can of fuel in. Hamlin down and away. Just a little over 7.5 seconds.
Look at the point swing with Denny now dropping back to 19th as a result of the pit stop. That's how quickly this could change.
Well, Jimmie Johnson, we don't think can make it either.
Denny, frustrated. He drove the wheels off all day, led 190 laps, and because he needed that last stop, finishes in 12th.
Denny, I know, I just can't imagine the emotions you're feeling right now. What are the thoughts?
Yeah, it's pretty disappointing. We're in a good position there to look pretty good going into next week, and now we got to just outrace them next week.
The 2017 season saw Kyle Larson Chip Ganassi Racing put on one of the ultimate runs deep into the playoffs. Unfortunately, an engine would expire as Larson's team would push the envelope and blow the engine at Kansas, costing him a shot in the next round of the playoffs and potentially Chip Ganassi Racing first ever championship.
And there it went. So the ECU couldn't even protect the engine for Kyle Larson, and now Kyle Larson's hopes of making it into the round of 8 go up in smoke.
Well, this tells me it wasn't just an electronic issue, unless that caused some sort of mechanical failure. You see the smoke out the pipes. You know, listen, there's 100 things that could be inside the engine, but definitely a failure that he's not going to be able to recover from.
Marcus Ambrose was king on road courses when he was in NASCAR. Unfortunately, he ended up losing the race at Montreal on the final corner on the final lap.
Tell me where you're going first. Here he comes into 13.
Well, Carl Edwards is doing everything he can right here. And
Oh,
this. Big time curve. Here comes Edwards. No! Can you believe this? Carl Edwards gets around him. Marcus makes one mistake all day, and it's going to cost him the win.
The last lap hits the ripple strips, goes airborne, and loses the race all by himself.
Looking for his first ever victory in the NASCAR Truck Series, Carson Hocevar had so many opportunities. It was at Charlotte Motor Speedway when Carson Hocevar got loose on the bottom of the racetrack, tried to catch the truck, but ultimately it spun out, costing him a shot at his first ever win. This was very heartbreaking for Hocevar and his fans. Jeff Gordon was trying to win this Daytona race with 2 laps to go and cleared himself off of the car behind him, spinning him in the grass. The caution never came out, and Jeff Gordon ultimately forfeited his race by driving and not stopping and continuing to stay stopped for the caution to be flown.
It was a really, really slow start.
That could have been one of those starts that just turned people down. In the
Oh, Jeff Gordon gets turned.
Right there.
Like that.
Just like that, man. Just exactly like that.
Watching the flag stand, still under green.
No harm, no foul, because he's far enough out of the way.
The 2024 Talladega race saw 2 unbelievable, embarrassing, and heartbreaking moments. The first one was the entire Toyota team imploding in turn number 3, and almost all of them crash out when they were trying to do a better fuel mileage strategy than the entire pack.
And 49.7, so that pack's in trouble. That pack's in trouble. They're gonna have to make another plan or commit to running as long as they can. But these guys
Oh, the wreck
trouble here,
turn
guys.
3. It's Bubba Wallace and Eric Jones.
Oh my goodness.
That's exactly what happened. You couldn't do that. They were single file.
Coming out of turn number 4, Michael McDowell looks to have the win in sight. All he's got to do is put a few good blocks in Keselowski, and McDowell's going to be the winner. But ultimately, it didn't work that way, as McDowell cleared himself just a little too well, and Keselowski was able to push the back of McDowell's car as McDowell went spinning, causing a massive accident behind him. And ultimately, McDowell and Keselowski neither one would get the victory.
There he goes to make his move. He's going to switch back over. Oh, the block, and around goes the 34. And Reddick steals one. That was almost exactly how Brad won this race, his first race. Huge wreck here, guys. Reddick.
Oh my God! Great work, guys! Woo!
Built by Gregson off his bumper, and away we go. Make the move to the outside. McDowell blocks him high, goes to the bottom, and look at the energy coming with Gregson. Brad was able to utilize that block, pushes him, and that was one block too many on McDowell's behalf, turned him around.
This one always pains me to talk about, and it was Dale Jr.'s 2004 Atlanta race. Dale Jr., and this was probably one of, if not his best shot at ever winning a championship, lost it off the exit of turn number 2 after getting contact with Carl Edwards. Jr. slid down the backstretch into the inside wall, ending his day and his championship hopes in an instant.
He's trying to drive the car right now faster and harder than the tires will allow him to.
No trouble. Championship contender in trouble. Crashing on the back straightaway.
No.
You believe this?
Look, contact
like he
with
had
Edwards?
contact with Carl Edwards. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Watch the 99 car of Carl Edwards as Earnhardt Jr. moves up the racetrack. They just make a little bit of contact, at 190 miles per hour. That's the result.
Didn't Junior do something like that?
Here. Wasn't it? Was Ryan Newman?
Was it Ryan Newman?
Yeah.
When trying to make a late dive bomb move on Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott jumps the curb, hits Ryan Blaney, spins Blaney out, and Chase Elliott tries to get back going, but it's not enough as Kyle Busch comes by and takes the victory from Elliott, and Elliott doesn't even win after wrecking Ryan Blaney.
Through 3 and 4, he is going to win his way into the championship 4. Elliott wins at Martinsville. Can Harvick do it? The final turn. He needs the position.
Oh, Harvick spins the 18.
Turns into the 18. He turns as well. The 18 crosses the start-finish line, and Harvick is going to be out of the playoffs.
Just like we said at the beginning of the video, in his late ends of his career, Kevin Harvick made some of the stupidest moves on the racetrack. And this may have not been one of the stupidest moves, but it was one of the most choke-worthy moments to be on this list. When Kevin Harvick lost his spot in the final 4, trying to pass Kyle Busch on the last lap.
Fighting for his first win in the Monster Energy Cup Series. Here comes the 18 on the outside. Chase Elliott trying to hold on the bottom. The momentum on the high side. Kyle Busch is going to pass him for the lead.
Looking for his first ever win in the Cup Series, Chase Elliott was bound to do it at Dover. Today was his day. With only 2 laps to go, Kyle Busch had ran Chase Elliott all the way down. But Chase Elliott had a strong enough car. If he could just throw a block on Kyle Busch, he would still be able to take home the victory. But what does Chase Elliott do? He literally gives Kyle Busch the top side of the racetrack on the straightaway. Kyle Busch carries his momentum around the track and was able to seal the deal at Dover. Denny Hamlin was running down Matt DiBenedetto. Matt DiBenedetto was looking for his first ever win in the NASCAR Cup Series. Nothing would have been sweeter. This also would have been his ticket to the playoffs, his first ever playoff appearance. But Denny Hamlin took the win away, and it was very heartbreaking for DiBenedetto and many NASCAR fans.
He moved over to the 95, said, give me a chance. I'm betting on the fact that I can win races. Here comes the 11. Now they're side by side for the lead. A little contact.
The 11 made that move because of this. He believes he can get there and maybe catch him. Use the 12 of Blaney as a pick.
Denny Hamlin now has the advantage. He's in front. Hamlin in front in Bristol. Will there be one last push to try to catch up to that 11? A lot of traffic as they come up on 1 lap to go. And very tight for Denny Hamlin. The checkered flag will fly. Hamlin wins at Bristol.
I don't know. So much. I wanted to win so bad for these guys, for this team, for them giving me this opportunity. I'm just thankful that they gave me this opportunity. Toyota, Procore, Dumont Jets, and SI Wada Spray Equipment, that's all. I'm so thankful, but man, I'm sad. We got tight after the deal with Newman when he came up into us, and all of a sudden it got really tight after that. But dude, congrats to Denny. He raced hard. I've been a fan of his since I was a kid. To be racing door to door with him at Bristol in front of a great group of fans. I'm try not to get emotional, but it's been a tough week, and I just want to stick around and keep doing this for a long time to come. I love it. I love the opportunity, and I'm not done yet. Something will come open. It's gonna happen. I'm here to win. Something's going to come open. I'm proud of these guys. Thankful for my wife and fans for sticking with me. It's been a tough journey. It's been a hard week, and this is cool for this team.
Obviously, very emotional, Matt Benedetto. He's clearly a lot faster, but unless something happens, there's just no way you can get there, I don't think, although Harrison is running him down the back straightaway.
Will it work for him?
Slow car on the bottom, just nowhere for Harrison to go right here.
He's stuck behind the 9. He's going to have one chance as they come out of turn 4. Harrison Burton turns left. He goes by Noah. Harrison Burton's going to win at Texas.
Trying to win his way to the championship 4, Noah Gragson had one of the best cars at Texas that day. In the closing laps, Noah Gragson was falling short to Harrison Burton. With 2 laps to go, Harrison Burton was obviously way faster than him, but at a track like Texas, it would be hard to be able to pass him. But ultimately, Harrison Burton would pass Noah Gragson in the final corner of the final lap, knocking Noah Gragson 24 points out of the championship 4, and having him be in a must-win situation heading into Martinsville 1 week later.
Just frustrated at myself. I don't know. I was pretty tight there at the end. I seen Alfredo holding Harrison off and thought we were getting away, and then I seen the 20 get by the 21, and he ran me down in like two laps, and I knew he was coming. I just didn't expect him to get there. I don't know. Frustrated, but I'm thankful for my guys, Dave.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I thought Noah had it won right here. I knew the 20 was coming, but as long as the 9 stays in the groove, I didn't think the 20 could turn below him. Obviously, the 9 got too tight. Noah said he did, and
And, you know, as excited as I am for Harrison, for you, Jeff, for Kim, you have to be gutted for Noah. You can hear the raw emotion, and that's what sports and playoffs are all about.
This has to be the worst fumble for a championship by a team I've seen in a long time. Martin Truex's pit crew put the tires on wrong. Explain to me how that's even possible. But regardless, this would ultimately hinder and hurt Martin Truex's chances at becoming a two-time champion in 2019. I don't blame Cole Pearn for leaving after this.
An issue for Martin Truex Jr. He immediately said something is wrong, and now Cole Pearn said we have the tires switched. They messed it up on pit road. It's the right front and left front that are switched on the 19 car, so they've had to immediately call him back to pit road. This is a costly mistake.
Tire changers. These are the mistakes that can cost you a championship. The 19 team making an extra stop on pit road, put 4 tires on it. The dominant car. 98 laps led today, and here it is. You see Cole Pearn doing all he can do, reacting, coaching, leading, bringing his team to pit road. Nothing he can do now, though, but just watch as his car loses time.
When taking the lead in the final chicane, Max Pappas passed Boris Said and ended up choking away the win on the final exit of the corner. He loses his momentum as he swings out wide. Boris Said crosses him over and takes home the victory at Montreal. But this was a fantastic finish for 2 amazing road course ringers.
As the driver walks away.
Boris has got a good turn 10, Andy. Yeah, he did a good job getting down in there. I was wondering if he was going to be able to get in there without wheel hopping. That's the key right there. I believe he can hold him off through these next 2 corners.
Remember, it was the last corner of the last lap last year. One little mistake that cost Marcus Ambrose the win and allowed Carl Edwards to go. Here's Pappas inside of Boris.
He got him.
Boris going to try the crossover.
Clear.
Pappas over the curbs. Here comes Boris Said, drag racing to the finish line, side by side. Who's going to get here first? It is, I think, Boris Said. I think he got him by a bumper.
Unreal. Boris Said wins by a bumper. You're exactly right.
We'll finish there.
Wow. After winning at Talladega, Dale Jr. was fined for saying a cuss word on live television. He was fined and docked 25 driver points. This ultimately hindered his chance at winning the championship. If Dale Jr. didn't say this in victory lane, he could have had a better shot at winning the championship. But he said it and was docked 25 points and cost him a championship.
What does it mean to win here, not only once, but to win here 5 times?
Well, it don't mean shit right now. Daddy's done won here 10 times, so I got to do a little more, do more winning, but we're going to get there. And he was the master. I'm just following his tracks.
And he's following it very well, Bill.
And certainly our apologies for his enthusiastic language in victory lane.